If you're running a business, you're probably drowning in these three things: emails, proposals, and client onboarding. I used to spend half of my week on these three things. Now I only spend about 12 minutes. I'm going to show you how using Claude Code. And no, you don't need to know how to code. You just need to know how to give good instructions. Let's go. Hi, I'm Abby. I'm your AI automation specialist that helps your business generate more revenue, reduce cost while improving efficiency. Let's go. So, what is Claude Code? Claude Code is a tool from Anthropic. Think of it as you having a senior developer sitting next to you who also manages your operations. But it's not just for coding, nor is it a chatbot. It's a business operation engine that you can control from your system. If you want to know more about it, watch the last video I did on Cloud Code on how to install it and how to use it to build your own website end to end. So I showed that in the last video. So you can check that out. Now, the way it works is very simple. All you need to do is to give it instructions in plain English. And then Cloud Code understands your intent. And then it uses your reusable instruction, which we call skills, to actually run your new requests. That's basically what it does. And at the end of the day, the results it generates gets delivered to wherever it needs to go, whether it's your Google Sheets, whether it's your Gmail, whether it's your PandaDoc, wherever you want it to go, it does that for you. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the first one that actually saves me time, which is the email triage. Before I show you how the email triage is handled by Cloud Code, I wanted to just dwell a bit on skill. Skill in itself does the work of a specialist. So you can have skill for your lead gen aspect of your business. You can have one as a copywriter, you can have one as a newsletter writer, you can have one for generating proposals, you can have another one for, let's say, your client onboarding, depending on how you want to run it. So Claude picks the skill that is needed for the task you want it to carry out. And the skill would run the code, and then you would get the output. So let's start with the one that saves me time every single day: email management. So here's the thing: I run quite a number of operations across multiple Gmail addresses. So you would imagine that I would get dozens or times maybe hundreds of emails a day. And there is no way to actually know the one that needs my attention urgently without having to read everything. So I would normally spend maybe like 45 minutes every morning trying to sort through emails. Now, all I need to do is to type just one command. And what I need to do is to type, okay, label my Gmail inbox. And that's it. And what happens when I say label my Gmail inbox is that Cloud Code fetches emails from all my accounts and then runs them through an AI classifier and then auto labels them in three categories. So you would see action required, you see waiting on, and then reference. So what does action required means? These are emails that actually need me to do something today. Maybe a client that is waiting for contract review or a new Upwork invitation or an inbox due tomorrow. Another one would be the waiting on category. And those are threads that I'm waiting for someone else to respond to me. So I don't need to actually think about it until they reply. Then the last one is called reference. And those are newsletters, receipts, confirmations, important to have, but I don't really need to read them right now. So from 35 unread emails, I'm getting down to five that actually really matters. So I'm spending just about maybe 2, 3 minutes, at most 5 minutes, trying to sort those ones out instead of 45 minutes trying to organize or trying to understand which one is urgent, which one is not urgent. So every morning that happens now. So that's over 3 hours saved per week just on emails. Use case number two, proposals. This one costs you money every day you don't fix it. So here's what used to happen. I'd have a great conversation or discovery call with a prospect. They're interested, they want to move ahead. And then I'll spend the next 2, 3 hours or sometimes the whole day putting together a proposal. By the time I sent it, the momentum was gone. But now look at it. On the left, you can see my actual call notes, very raw, messy, informal, what I scribbled during the conversation. So you're having client name, what they need, their budget, their pain points. And then on the right, you're seeing what Claude Code actually generated from the notes. So you're having a complete proposal with executive summary, scope of work, delivery timeline, pricing, team and resources, everything all formatted with my own branding and ready for e-signature. And all I need to do is to paste my notes. Claude extracts the requirements and scope and then generates a branded proposal using my proposal generation skill, which I had given it before now, and then sends the proposal through PandaDoc, whose API I've connected to my Claude Code with e-signature fields. The client gets a professional document in their inbox within minutes of hanging up the call. Think of what that will do to your business, to your close rate. The prospect is still excited from the conversation, and then boom, they get their proposal in their inbox. So there's no more waiting, no more I'll send it over the weekend. Maybe nothing less than 5 minutes. So from 3 hours, you're coming down to 5 minutes with Claude Code, 97% time saved. And honestly, the real value isn't just the time, it's the deals that you'll be closing because you moved fast. Now, another thing is that instead of actually pasting the call note, I can also connect the API keys of my AI note taker, whether it is Otter or Fireflies, to Claude Code, and then it can always extract the call note. So it depends on how far you want to go with your Claude Code. So, client onboarding. This is the big one. This is the use case that made me realize that Cloud Code isn't just a tool, it's an operating system. So, let's say that you signed up a new client that you're going to be doing an outreach campaign for. That definitely a whole chain of things that need to happen to get the campaign rolling. First, you need to send them a welcome email telling them everything that is going to happen during the project. You need to research the industry they want to get leads from. You need to find leads within their niche. And then you need to write email copy. You need to set up the campaign. You need to configure auto replies. Now, when I used to do it manually, it took 2 days to actually carry these things out, sometimes longer if I got very busy. Now, all I need to do is to type just one command: onboard new client, put the name of the client, put their given industry and the country, and that's all I need to give it. Then it could ask me more questions as we go. But what happens is that it starts carrying out the task. It scrapes the niche companies that I need. It creates a three-step email campaign in instantly where the emails will go out from with personalized copy. And then another thing it does is that It then configures an auto reply system with the client's knowledge base. Lastly, it would be the one that would send the welcome email sequence to the client. And now all you need to see is the comparison on both sides. So this was when I was doing it manually. And then this is how it happens now that it is automated. Everything done. 12 minutes is all that it took with Claude Code. The client signed, they're already onboarded, and then their projects is already ongoing. 2 days of work compressed into 12 minutes. Now you have about 99% time saved. 3 use cases: email triage, proposals, and client onboarding. Together, they used to cost me 2.5 days every week. Now they cost me less than 30 minutes. And these are just three. There are quite a number of skills that have been built as well that are helping me in my business. I'll definitely keep covering them as we go on. But the point is that Cloud Code isn't a chatbot, it is infrastructure. You build a skill once, a skill is a reusable instruction, and then it runs forever and it gets stronger every time something breaks, and it improves itself. So as we go on, I'll keep sharing use cases that you can build for your business, and you can always also reach out to me through the link in the description, letting me know whatever it is you need me to build for your business. Until next time, see you.